Was pulled aside by my best friend's husband, who couldn't meet my eyes as he whispered, "I need to tell you the truth. Your wife and I have been having an affair for years." My hand shook, but I smiled and said, "I appreciate your honesty." That night, they each got a knock at their doors, and the lawsuits inside would wreck their futures. I've been married to my wife, Anna, for 15 years. We met in college at the University of the Philippines Diliman campus. She was studying architecture, and I was in engineering. We hit it off immediately and got married a year after graduation. We have 2 beautiful children, ages 12 and 9. Our best friends, Mark and Lisa, were also college sweethearts. We all met around the same time and became inseparable. Over the years, our families grew close. We'd go on vacations together, celebrate holidays, and even bought homes in the same subdivision in Quezon City. A few months ago, Mark asked to meet me at a local coffee shop in Katipunan. He seemed nervous, fidgeting with his cup. After some small talk, he looked me in the eyes and said, "I need to tell you something. Anna and I have been having an affair for years." I was stunned. My hand shook, but I managed to say, "I appreciate your honesty." I left the cafe in a daze, trying to process what I'd just heard. That night, I confronted Anna. She broke down and admitted everything. The affair started during a joint family trip to Palawan 5 years ago. They kept it hidden, meeting during lunch breaks, pretending to run errands, and even using business trips as cover. I felt betrayed, not just by my wife but by my best friend. The people I trusted most had deceived me for years. I consulted a lawyer and decided to file for divorce. In the Philippines, divorce isn't legal, but I filed for legal separation and annulment. I also filed a criminal case for concubinage against both Anna and Mark. It's a long and arduous process, but I needed to stand up for myself and my children. I also informed Lisa about the affair. She was devastated and decided to leave Mark. Our friendship, though strained, has become a source of support for both of us. It's been a challenging journey. Therapy has helped me cope with the betrayal and rebuild my self-esteem. My children are my priority, and I'm doing my best to provide them with a stable and loving environment. I've learned that sometimes, the people closest to you can cause the deepest wounds. But with time, support, and resilience, healing is possible. If you're going through something similar, know that you're not alone. Seek support, take legal action if necessary, and prioritize your well-being and that of your children. Betrayal is painful, but it doesn't define you. You have the strength to overcome it. It didn't stop there. 2 days after I filed the annulment and the concubinage case, Mark showed up at my office. No appointment, just walked in. My assistant called me, confused. He looked like hell. Hair uncombed, shirt wrinkled, eyes bloodshot. I should have kicked him out. But curiosity got the better of me. He came in, closed the door behind him, and stood there for a long moment. Then he said, "I didn't tell you everything." I didn't respond. Just stared. Mark took a deep breath, looked me dead in the eyes, and said, "It wasn't just Anna." I stood up slowly. "What do you mean?" He sat down across from me like he owned the place. "There were others. I think she's been cheating on you for longer than you know." My heart was pounding, but my voice stayed calm. "What are you talking about?" He shrugged. "She was with some guy in Singapore during that design expo 2 years ago. And someone from her firm. I only found out after we were already involved. I didn't know whether to punch him or thank him for the extra information. Instead, I told him to get out." That night I went through Anna's laptop. She'd been careless, maybe too comfortable. She never deleted anything. Emails, messages, flight bookings. There were receipts for dinners in Makati, hotel reservations in Tagaytay, Uber records to addresses I didn't recognize. It was a mess. But what hit me hardest was a message thread with someone named R. They called each other baby. The messages were disgusting. That thread dated back over 3 years. It had nothing to do with Mark. I copied everything. I printed it. I sent it all to my lawyer. I stopped sleeping. I lost weight. My hands would shake for no reason. I started drinking again after 10 years sober. Lisa called often. We talked at night when everything felt quiet and empty. One night, after a long silence, she said, "You think they'll end up together now?" I laughed, bitter. "They deserve each other." She sighed. "I'm scared. Scared he'll fight me for custody. Scared he'll try to twist this whole thing." And he did. 2 weeks later, Lisa got served. Mark was filing for full custody of their daughter. Claimed Lisa was unstable, that she'd been drinking too much, that she was mentally unfit. It was a joke. Lisa was the most level-headed person I knew. But in court, it's not about truth, it's about what you can prove. We decided to help each other. I passed my evidence to her lawyer too. If they wanted war, we'd give them one. Then came the messages. From anonymous numbers. "Your wife was with me too. I saw her at Seda Hotel last April. She was with someone else. You don't know the half of it." I ignored them at first. Thought they were trolls or sick people trying to mess with me. But then one of them sent a photo. It was Anna. In the hotel lobby. With a man I didn't recognize. Time-stamped. Clear as day. I felt sick. Every message peeled back another layer. Another lie. Another knife in the back. Then one day, a plain white envelope showed up at my gate. No return address. Inside, there was a USB. It had videos. Surveillance footage. Phone screen recordings. Text messages. I watched only one. Then I threw up. I sent it all to my lawyer. He said, "This changes everything." We added more charges. This wasn't just adultery anymore, it was exploitation, possibly something worse. I didn't even know what to call it yet. Anna tried to come back. She showed up at the house one afternoon, while the kids were at school. Knocked like she still had the right to. I opened the door. Didn't say a word. She looked thinner. Hollow. Like guilt had finally started eating her alive. She said, "Please. Let's talk." I said, "We're past that." She cried. Said she was sorry. Said she wanted to fix it. I asked her, "Which one are you sorry for, Anna? The 5-year affair with Mark? The side guy from Singapore? Or the random guy from Seda Hotel? Or the others I don't even know about yet?" She broke down on my doorstep. I shut the door. Now the legal battle is in full swing. Lisa and I are pushing hard. We want justice, not just for us, but for our kids. For the lies. For the public humiliation. For the years stolen. Mark's parents tried to reach out to me. Tried to offer money to make this go away. I told them they could go to hell. Anna's family is divided. Her father is silent. Her sister blocked me. Her mother actually called to apologize, said she had suspected something was wrong. People around us are picking sides. Some mutual friends have ghosted me completely. Others send late-night messages saying, "We had no idea." But here's the truth, people don't want to believe it. It's too messy, too ugly. They want a clean story with clear villains and victims. This one's just a train wreck in slow motion. And it's still happening. I still don't know the full truth. Every day, I wonder what I'll find next. About a week after I turned Anna away at the door, I got a message on Facebook from an account with no profile picture. Just one sentence. "Check the condo in Ortigas. Tower 3. Unit 15B. That's all it said. I didn't respond. I stared at it for a while, then locked my phone and tried to move on. But by 3 a.m., I was pacing. Something about it got under my skin. I knew Anna used to do site visits in Ortigas, and sometimes she claimed she stayed overnight due to tight schedules. The next day, I drove there. Told the security guard I was looking to rent a unit and wanted to see 15B. He made a call. The person on the other end gave permission. It was furnished. Not like a rental. more like a second home. There were women's clothes in the closet. Men's too. Half-used toiletries. Framed photos on a side table, none of me. Just Anna and some guy I'd never seen. He looked mid-30s, built, with a smug smile. They were hugging in one. In another, she was kissing his cheek. I took photos of everything. Every drawer. Every receipt. Every item that had her name on it. It was her place. Or at least half hers. I sent the pictures to her lawyer. No reply. But 5 hours later, Anna called me, crying again. "You weren't supposed to find that," she said. I hung up. Later that week, Lisa called. Her voice was shaking. "Mark moved money," she said. "A lot of it. He drained one of our accounts. I don't know where he sent it." Their joint account was supposed to be frozen pending court orders. But somehow, he slipped through a loophole and funneled nearly 800,000 Cuban pesos out. Gone. No trace. Her lawyer called it strategic liquidation. Mine called it desperation. 2 nights later, there was a knock on my door. It was past 10 p.m. I opened it to find an older man. Looked about 60. Stern face, glasses. "I'm sorry to come unannounced," he said, "but I think we need to talk." Turned out, he was the father of the man from the Ortega's condo photos. His name was Greg. "My son's name is Ramon," he said. "And he's not a good man." Greg handed me a manila envelope. "He's done this before. 3 women. He latches on to married women with money. Manipulates them, uses them, moves on when things get complicated." Inside the envelope were screenshots, financial statements, police reports. Ramon had been accused, never convicted, of fraud, coercion, and blackmail. I asked, "Why are you giving me this?" He said, "Because Anna's not his first victim. But she might be his last if someone stops him. So now there's another piece to this disgusting puzzle. Not only had Anna cheated with Mark and others, she had also been involved with a man who might have been using her for money. And she gave him access to assets that technically, legally, were still part of our marriage." I took the envelope to my lawyer. He said, "We need to dig deeper. If she funneled money or assets to this man, it could be a whole new case. Possible fraud, misappropriation, conspiracy." And then it got even worse. A private investigator I hired turned up a storage unit in Marikina, leased under Anna's maiden name. Inside? Boxes of documents. Contracts. Bank records. A safe with cash. Jewelry I thought had been stolen. Photos of her with multiple men, including some taken when we were still just a few years married. This wasn't just an affair anymore. It was a lifestyle. A double life. Maybe even a scam. And I never had a clue. One night, Lisa texted, "You awake?" I was. She came over. Brought wine. We didn't even speak much, just sat there in silence, sipping, processing. Then she looked at me and said, "What if we were the only real ones in this whole mess?" I didn't know what to say. I still don't. Now we're sitting on a mountain of evidence, a web of lies, and legal paperwork that keeps growing by the day. Every time I think it's over, something else turns up. Anna's not talking anymore. Mark's trying to paint Lisa as unstable. Ramon disappeared. His condo was cleared out overnight. Even his father doesn't know where he went. There's talk now of frozen bank accounts, offshore transfers, possibly even charges beyond what we originally filed. All I know is this: I married a stranger. Trusted friends who didn't deserve it. And I'm still finding pieces of the truth, buried in places I never thought to look. Everything came to a head during a hearing at the Quezon City Family Court. Lisa and I were both there, our lawyers prepped, documents ready. Anna showed up first. Dressed clean, neutral. No emotion on her face. Mark came in 20 minutes late, looking smug, like he still believed he'd walk out of this untouched. Then out of nowhere, Ramon walked in. Clean cut. Quiet. Confident. Like he belonged in a boardroom, not in the middle of this storm. I hadn't seen him in person before, only in photos. The way Anna's eyes darted when she saw him told me everything. She didn't know he was coming. Greg, his father, followed right behind. The judge hadn't even called us in yet. We were still outside the courtroom when it all exploded. Greg walked up to Anna. "You know what he did to the last woman he conned?" he said loud enough for everyone in the hallway to hear. "She lost her house. Almost lost custody of her kids." Anna froze. "What are you talking about?" Ramon rolled his eyes. "Tay, not here." Greg didn't care. "Tell her, Ramon. Tell her you emptied her account. That the money's gone. Tell her the condo in Cebu isn't hers anymore." Her face strained of color. Everyone turned. Mark stepped forward. "What the hell is this?" Greg looked at him too. "Your girlfriend gave my son access to everything. Credit cards, accounts, even investments. He cleaned it out. She thought he loved her. He never did." Mark looked at Anna. "Is that true?" Anna said nothing. Just stared at Ramon, mouth slightly open, like she couldn't believe it. "Ramon?" He just smirked. Greg handed a folder to the bailiff and walked out. No theatrics. Just facts. He had done what he came to do. That folder got submitted to the court as evidence minutes later. Our lawyers didn't even have to say much. It all unraveled in front of everyone. Anna finally broke down. Outside the courtroom, she ran after me. Grabbed my arm. I didn't stop walking. "Please," she whispered. "Please don't hate me." I turned to her, quiet but clear. "I don't. I feel nothing anymore." She sobbed. "I didn't know, he lied to me, too." I nodded. "Now you know how it feels." She looked like she might collapse. But I couldn't offer her anything. No comfort. No softness. Not anymore. Mark, meanwhile, lost it. Yelled at Ramon, shoved him against the wall before security broke it up. "You used her. You ruined her life." Ramon just shrugged. "You think she didn't use you, too?" It was chaos. The next few weeks moved fast. Lisa got primary custody. Mark's custody was reduced after everything came out. He tried to appeal, but no judge was going to side with a man caught up in this mess. Anna moved in with her parents. Her assets were frozen pending investigation. She filed charges against Ramon for fraud, but he disappeared again. Turns out, this wasn't even his first scam in the Philippines. There were records under different names. He was a ghost. A month later, I visited Lisa and her daughter. We sat on the porch, watching the kids play. "Can you believe any of it?" she asked. "No," I said. "Not really." She looked tired. So was I. "I think I'll sell the house," I said. "Start over. Somewhere quieter." She nodded. "I might do the same." We sat there in silence for a while. Then she asked, "Do you think we missed the signs?" I thought about that. "Yeah," I said. "But it's not because we were stupid. We just loved the wrong people too much." Now it's been almost a year. The legal battles are almost done. I've moved to a condo in Pasig. The kids stay with me on weekends. I work. I sleep better now. I eat better. I'm not happy yet, but I'm lighter. I haven't spoken to Anna since that day outside the courtroom. She sends updates through her lawyer. Sometimes I read them. Sometimes I don't. Lisa and I still talk. Not as much. But we check in. Maybe that's enough. I'm not angry anymore. Just tired. But I learned a lot. I learned that people are capable of incredible betrayal, but also incredible strength. I learned that love doesn't excuse lies. And I learned that sometimes surviving is enough. Some days, I think about forgiving them. Then I remember they never truly asked. They just wanted to be understood. But I don't need to understand them. I just need to move on. And I am. Slowly. But I am.